It's a one-man play. It's a monologue, as if from the inside of a very troubled man's head. You're really descended into his soul. Originally, it was a novella, and it was adapted for the stage by Bill Cunnington, who plays the zombie, or he plays Quentin. So it's really a collaborative work. I did the novel or novella some years ago, and Bill Cunnington developed it as a theater piece, and it's really completely his piece. The story in its original form was published in the New Yorker. It's something like a first-person confession or a monologue by this man. Then after it was published in the New Yorker, it received a fair amount of attention, and I looked at it again, and I saw that really I had only written about half of his story, so I went back and wrote a little more. But I have to say that originally I did think of it as a dramatic monologue, and I thought of him as talking to someone as if he's on stage in the darkness and bright lights are shining into his face. He can't see the audience, but he's talking to the audience. And his mood ranges from being very aggressive to self-pity to a sort of boastfulness, and he never really comes to grips with the horror of what he's done. He has many emotional reactions, but some of them are rather infantile and immature. But he never seems to actually confront what he's done, which I think is typical of this kind of person, extreme psychopathic personality, very narcissistic. I love the theater, and I didn't really get interested in the theater until much later. I live way out in the country, and basically there wasn't even any theater around there. Then I went to high school, and I was in a couple of plays, and I was associated with a drama club. Maybe I have a very small role in a play, but just sort of helping backstage and that sort of thing. It's very exciting, as we all know. There's a real adrenaline rush with the theater. And since my main identity is writing prose fiction, I think of playwriting as something of a luxury. It's collaborative. It's much more fun than writing a novel.